This video is sponsored by OneFootball. OneFootball app makes it easier to keep up to date with the transfer news, scores and stats in one place. To download the OneFootball app, click the link in the description below. Hi everyone, welcome to Newcastle Fans TV, where we're going to be taking a look back at the goals. We'll also be hearing from Chris in a moment, but let's get on with it with a disappointing afternoon against Wolves. So the first goal is, there's a couple of mistakes here. First of all, Helder Costa has the ball. Matt Ritchie has to stop the supply, first of all, on the wing. But take a look at Yedlin and Lascelles' position. Who's at fault for the goal here? Is it Lascelles? Is it Yedlin? Is it both? I'm going to say it's both of them. As the play develops, you can see Yotta's already made his move. Yedlin can quite clearly see it. So he should be at least shouting over at Jamal, saying there's a man free, there's a man running. Jamal is not aware of what's around him. So he also needs to be his awareness around him. Yotta then brings the ball down on his chest. He's literally 5 yards out, 4 yards out. Dubravka cannot do much about it. Yes, you might say it is close to his body, but defensively, you know, you've seen Lascelles and Yedlin both having a go at each other after that goal, and they're both at fault for me, and Matt Ritchie has to stop that cross coming in. Right, over to some video footage. So this is the Rondon free kick, which cannons off the bar. As the play develops, it didn't actually record the next part. However, Rondon picks the ball up from the right midfield. Wolves' defence, as you can probably see, they're a little bit all over the place. They're not sure on who's marking who. As Rondon, don't get me wrong, they always say strikers always have the best crosses, but as Rondon whips that in, Perez has about 2 or 3 yards free. Now, we know that Perez isn't great in the air, but it loops over Rui Patricio. Maybe he should do better, who knows, but we don't care. Perez goes off and celebrates. Now, the celebration, obviously, where he points his fingers into his ears to block out the noise. Yes, that might be a dig back at his critics, but it's an equaliser. Newcastle 1-1. Right, we're going to have a look at Yedlin's red card. Now, who do you blame here? Do you blame Rafa Benitez for playing him in a centre-back role, or is it Yedlin himself? I would go 75% it's Yedlin, 25% Rafa. The reason being is because Yedlin's in a position where he's not really familiar with. Look, he's not very tall. However, it is clearly his fault. So, it's a really bad touch, right? We know this. So, Yotta's then got breaking free of him. He's running to the edge of the box. Now, Mike Dean comes flying over and branded a red card. We know this. Now, the question is it a goal-scoring chance? The answer is yes. And the laws state that if it is a goal-scoring chance, if he's outside the box, he has to be red-carded. Now, some might argue that Lascelles is covering. That is the case. But you're stopping Yotta having a shot, and that means it's the right decision, even though I hate saying it, it's the right decision to send DeAndre Yedlin off. It's absolutely stupid. He gives the ball away and then brings them down. Even if he doesn't bring him down, Yotta could square it to Adama Traore. But for me, it's the right call. I don't like saying it, but Mike Dean, unfortunately, yes, he come flying over, prancing over with his red card, but he got that one right. Now, the penalty that was never given, it's an absolute blatant penalty. Now, we kind of say this in the Gallagher because we just thought Perez was fanning around as per usual when he gets knocked over. But it's a blatant elbow by Willy Boly. I mean, look at it. It's literally in his face. Yes, I don't think it's intentional. I don't think he's went to elbow Perez, but it's balled in flight. He elbows him. Perez goes clatters down. It's a blatant penalty, and how his assistants didn't say that. And, you know, Rafa Benitez was talking about VAR. Mike Dean's got that one horribly wrong. You know, he's criticised wherever he goes around the Premier League, and that's a critical error. And, you know, that's a point lost. That could have, you know, could put Newcastle in front. It could have given us a point. Who knows? But a refereeing decision once more lets Newcastle down. And Perez wasn't very happy afterwards. This is what he said when he was interviewed about it.
I've been a couple of years here, and always, sooner or late, these kind of strange things keep happening. I'm not saying anything, but we just can't wait to be in the next season. VAR, everything is gonna be improved, and hopefully the beautiful game gets even better, because this league sometimes needs it with the mistake we're making.
Right, then let's take a look at the sucker punch goal. And there's two things I want to point out. Kennedy's been getting a lot of stick which is rightly so, but I also think Matt Ritchie's awareness, again, he's playing out of position, quite similar to Yedlin's mistake. Matt Ritchie's doesn't only play in defence, but the awareness of Doherty's run. So as Jota keeps running towards a goal, he shoots, look at Kennedy's position, but also look at Matt Ritchie's position. Both of them, in particular, Kennedy should be bursting to get back, but Matt Ritchie's awareness is really poor. Brilliant save it was. Pushes it out. Because he's free, because Ritchie and Kennedy have not picked up the man, Doherty's got a free header from 3-4 yards out in the 94th minute and crushes us. Absolutely crushing defeat. But let's head over to Australia. Let's hear what Chris has to say on the defeat.
Hard to take after working so hard for that point and having that stolen away at the end. Oh, God, so deflating. But look, I think the formation was good. The intent was good. The way he set the team up, very happy with that. We got to them. We were going forward. Good combinations with Rondon and Atsu. I think going forward. For the goal, I've looked at that a few times, and I don't think it's Lascelles' fault. You can see him checking that Yedlin can see the fella. You can see him. Yes, he's there. Yes, he's there. And then he just goes on a wander. He looks at the fella who's about 20 metres away and decides to go and mark him, then use that as an excuse to say why he left that man. So yeah, Yedlin's fault for the goal for sure. And then look, the red card, mate, I've seen that. You've seen that a million times, given the yellow. There was no advantage. Lascelles was back in line. As Rafa said, we need VAR. Look at the World Cup. It really took all the refereeing out of the World Cup, and it was better to see. And yeah, that Perez penalty, you've seen people go up on the other end and try a header and go up with arms like that, and goals have been waved off. So should be the same for defenders. It's so inconsistent. I think the problem is you've got middle-aged, balding, fat, retired accountants being linesmen and referees. I don't know what sort of, academies they have or training they have, but that's not up to scratch. That's not up to scratch for $1 billion league. So that needs to be looked at, I think, and bringing VAR in next year will be good. But what do we say? We tried. It was perfect, except even in the 90th minute we were maybe pushing a bit too hard, and that's what happened. Probably Kennedy at fault, just lazy getting back. And allowed Jota to not in. Yeah, he just gave up, while he was bursting forward. So probably his fault for that goal. But what can you say? We obviously want some signings in January, but the heart, determination that these guys have shown, I think we probably stay up with this, just with this group of lads. So happy with the effort, but yeah, I think based on that performance, we'll get results. We'll be inconsistent getting results, but yeah, it'll just be enough, I think. All right, signing off.